good day, all kings and queens, all gods and goddesses, all beautiful people. I am Be Floss to God, and this is part two to why feeling is the secret, why it is so important when manifesting our desires, right? Why feeling is the secret so important when it comes to manifesting our goals and our desires. Now, if you haven't seen part one to this video, you can go check it out as well. I uploaded it earlier this morning. Sorry, excuse me. I uploaded it earlier this morning, so you can go and check it out, right? Now, in part one, I had mentioned while you're in the midst of using your tools and techniques such as affirmations, scripting, and visualizations, right? Your imaginal acts. I mentioned why it is important to invoke feeling, right? When it comes to manifesting, why it is important to invoke feelings while you're in the midst of doing the acts. And I also spoke about, people who also talked about not having not having to invoke feelings in order to manifest. I explained all of that in the first video. So as I said before, you can go and check it out, right? And I also mentioned the overall feeling, like when you come to the end, that feeling of total confidence and satisfaction, and calmness that you already successfully have your desires, right? But what I forgot to mention, even though I mentioned about coming to the end and having that feeling of total satisfaction and confidence, right? No, that feeling of total satisfaction and confidence and calmness, that should be your overall dominant feeling when it comes to manifesting your desires, right? And not that you have to walk around, every single day with a big grin on your face, or you have to be excited and happy and joyful all the time, right? That is not what I meant. What I meant was embrace the feelings while you're in the midst of doing the act. So while you're scripting, you know, because usually um when you're scripting what you want with your desires and goals, you tend to recite it also in your mind, right? So in your mind, as you're saying it and you're actually writing it, when you're saying it mentally, you're actually writing it. You feel that, you feel that emotion that you're experiencing at the moment in time, right? And all that energy just flows through the pen, right? You're feeling that energy at the moment because you don't have it in the 3D materialize as yet, right? So you're experiencing it, in that higher dimension, in that higher realm, right? So you're gonna get some type of feeling from it, right? Which makes it even feel more real, right? Also with your affirmations and your imaginal acts as well, right? So that was my thoughts on on invoking the feeling while you're in the midst of doing those acts. But when as soon as you're finished now and you come out of the acts, right, you feel that total confidence and satisfaction, as you go through the day, and that calmness because it's like it felt so real. You experienced it there and then, right? Because that realm and that dimension that you were in, that's more real than the actual 3D reality, right? But as you go through the day now, you feel confident and relaxed, you feel calm. That's your most dominant feeling because you already experienced it. You know now, that you already have it. Now, probably couple hours after doing that, you might still have little doubts and fears creeping in, right? Once again, because that's the subconscious mind. We have to be continuously working on it, you know, to block out those negative thoughts that have been programmed in our subconscious mind for years coming up, right? Um, right. So even if you have doubts and fears, say like later on during the day, you can always go back again and do what you did before, right? And evoking those feelings, you know what I mean, to get you back in, into that state after you start to drift, right? So even if it takes 100 times for you to do that, just keep persisting and doing that, right? And eventually it will become so normal and so natural, right? But your most dominant feelings should be that of calmness, and confidence and surety, knowing that what you have done has been successful and that your desires, you have already manifested your desires, even though they aren't here in the 3D reality as yet. Right? So that's basically it. Let your dominant feelings be of confidence and satisfaction. So after you have done your acts, right, in the midst of feeling it, feeling that excitement and joy and what's not, when you're finished, right, you should feel total confidence and satisfaction and calmness. Right? That should be your overall. That should be your overall feelings. Right? Because with that feeling, though, you're actually walking. You're actually walking as the woman and man that you would like to be. Right? Because with that calmness now and surety, you don't really have no doubts or feelings. Even if they do decide to creep back in, and you start to feel it coming back on, you can always go back, to what you was doing, with the techniques and what's not to get back to that state, right? And the more you do it, the more normal it becomes, and the more relaxed you become, right? So I just wanted to share that in this part too, of your dominant feelings being that of confidence and satisfactions and calmness, and not being excited and joyful, like 24/7. You leave that joy and that excitement now for when you're invoking the actual feelings while you're in the midst of doing your techniques, right? Now I'm not saying no, like during the day, that you won't feel like joyful and happy, if you start thinking about your goals and desires, when they start to pop back up in your head in a positive way. I'm not saying that, you won't have a smile on your face, and what's not, but for the most part, 24/7, you don't have to be happy all the time, right? But once you're feeling calm and peace and confident and relaxed, and that is your dominant state and feeling, well, there you go. You are a winner, right? You already won. So I just wanted to share that in this video, part two of why feeling is the secret. It's so important. And my thoughts on why you feel feeling is the secret is so important. All right. And as I said before, there's nothing written. I just bring it straight off the top. Nothing rehearsed or anything. So, just bear with me. And I want to thank all of you again for your support, for supporting my channel. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe right now. You can click the bell to be notified on when I upload more videos. All right. And with that being said, I just want to send my love, peace, joy, abundance, and prosperity out as usual to everybody. And one love. I love each and every one of you. All right. I am Be Floss to God, and I'm out.